I don't have children of my own, but I've mothered many in my own way through teaching, nannying, and showing up day after day to pack lunches, patch boo-boos, soothe tantrums, and celebrate milestones like they were my own. There's a quiet ache when the season shifts, when they grow up, move on, and need you less. It's beautiful, and it aches. Mother's Day can bring up all kinds of emotions: joy, gratitude, longing, even loneliness. Whether you're a mom, longing for motherhood, loving others like a mother in every way but name, or even navigating the deep ache of being a daughter without a mother to turn to, you know this day can touch something tender. The questions come. Does it all count? Am I enough? For me, Captivating by Stasi Eldredge came along like a lifeline. It reminded me that my value isn't in my performance, in being needed, or in fulfilling a specific role. It's in who I am, who you are. You are a woman created in the image of God, reflecting His beauty, His strength, His tenderness. The way you care, love, and show up in this world, it counts. As a librarian, I've come across many books over the years, but Captivating stands out. I loved it so much that I bought copies for both my mom and mother-in-law because it speaks to the heart of womanhood in a way that very few books do. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend checking it out and maybe sharing it with a friend or two. As always, it'll be linked below if that's something that interests you. In Captivating, Stasi Eldredge names 3 core longings that dwell in every woman's heart, regardless of whether she's a daughter, a mother, a wife, or single. These longings reflect who we are at our deepest level and shape how we move through the world. They are, first, to be romanced, to be seen, pursued, delighted in. Every little girl at some point dreams of being pursued, whether it's imagining a fairy tale prince or a secret admirer who sees something special in her that no one else does. That desire doesn't vanish with age. It just gets quieter, buried beneath dishes and deadlines, carpool lines, and career goals. But the longing remains, to be chosen, delighted in, and deeply known, not for what we do, but simply for who we are. As women, we ache to be seen in a world that so often overlooks us. We crave a love that pursues, not just once, but again and again, in big gestures and in small moments. Stasi Eldredge writes, "The romance we long for is not only about human love, but a much larger story, the story of God's pursuit of us." At the core of this desire is a deeper truth. We were made for divine romance. God doesn't just tolerate us, He actively pursues our hearts, not because He needs us to perform, but because He delights in who we are. He whispers through sunsets, sings over us in quiet moments, and shows up in unexpected kindnesses. And while the world may tell us we're asking for too much, the truth is, we were created for this. Second, to play an irreplaceable role in a great adventure. This is the desire to be part of something bigger than ourselves, to contribute in a meaningful and unique way. Whether that's through our work, our relationships, or our passions, we want to make a difference. As Eldredge writes, we want to know we're part of something bigger than ourselves, a story in which we are needed and our contribution counts. One of my most unexpected adventures started in a place that looked anything but promising, under the gym bleachers. At the time, I was working as a teaching librarian at a school bursting at the seams with new students. In the scramble to create more classrooms, the library was displaced. And where was it relocated? To an unfinished storage area beneath the retractable bleachers, originally used to stash forgotten gym equipment. There were no finished walls, just open beams, hanging wires, and dusty concrete. It wasn't even safe for students to enter, much less read or learn there. I'll be honest, my heart sank. The library had always been more than just a room to me. It was almost a sacred space, and now it was a glorified broom closet. But even in the disappointment, a quiet fire sparked inside of me. This couldn't be the end of the story. What if this setback was actually a setup for something more, something meaningful, something only I was uniquely positioned to fight for? So I went to the administration and asked for permission to make the space usable. Then I called in backup. My dad and my then boyfriend, now husband, both with construction backgrounds and big hearts. Together, we got to work. We built walls, rerouted wires, hung and matted drywall, painted, brought in rugs, a reading bench, twinkle lights, live plants, cozy pillows, and encouraging wall hangings. We didn't just clean it up, we transformed it. And the students, they didn't just tolerate the change, they loved it and began calling it
the library under the stairs.
And what could have felt like a downgrade turned into one of the most magical, beloved places on campus. It wasn't about perfect conditions. Believe me, it wasn't perfect. It was about being seen, invited, and welcomed into a space made with love. Looking back, it became one of my favorite adventures, not because it was glamorous, but because it mattered. Because it took vision, risk, and heart, and because I got to play a role that no one else could have filled in quite the same way. Our third primary desire is to unveil beauty. Not just outward beauty, but the beauty that lies deep within us. The beauty of our hearts, our spirits, our uniquenesses. It's the desire to express who we are in ways that reflect the goodness and creativity God placed in us. Eldredge beautifully writes, "Beauty is not just for the eye, it's for the soul, to be revealed in every woman's life." One of the most powerful illustrations of this truth is the story of Dorothy, an elderly woman who embodied this kind of beauty. At a Christmas event, Stacy watched as Dorothy descended a flight of stairs. What struck her wasn't Dorothy's outfit or her age, it was the quiet radiance that seemed to emanate from her. Dorothy, in her 80s, wasn't the picture of youthful beauty that our culture often celebrates. She had deep wrinkles, age spots, and thinning white hair. Her clothes were simple, her steps a little slow, but none of that diminished her presence. If anything, it made her glow all the more. There was something captivating about her that no one could ignore, a kind of dignified beauty that whispered of a life well lived, full of grace, courage, and love. When Stacy complimented her, telling her she looked beautiful, Dorothy lit up. Her whole face brightened. She stood a little taller. Her eyes sparkled with delight. And then, beaming, she did a little twirl. It was such a small gesture, but it said everything. It was the twirl of a woman who felt seen, a woman who felt delighted in. And don't we all long for that? Not just to be noticed, but to be delighted in. Stacy reflects, Dorothy was not someone who fit the traditional mold of beautiful. She had lived a life of faith, grace, and love. She had walked through hardship, stood by her loved ones, and radiated the kind of beauty that only comes from a heart full of wisdom and kindness. This kind of beauty can't be bottled or preserved. It doesn't come from striving, it comes from surrender. It's not about appearing flawless, it's about being whole. Dorothy's beauty wasn't merely in how she looked, it was in who she was. In our day-to-day lives, these longings can be hard to see, let alone nurture. Life moves quickly. Work, responsibilities, and the constant demands of others often bury these desires under a mountain of shoulds and must-dos. We get caught up in trying to prove our worth through what we accomplish or what we give to others. But deep down, these longings still remain. They're always there, patiently waiting for us to remember them. Real talk, what gets in the way? As much as we long to be romanced, to play a unique role in an adventure, and to unveil the beauty that lies within us, we are constantly bombarded with messages, sometimes subtle, sometimes glaring, that try to silence those longings. We're not always told, "You're not enough," but we feel it in the airbrush models we see, the supermom paragons who juggle a corporate life, a bustling household, and PTA meetings, all while making it look effortless. The pressure to be perfect and do it all can sometimes feel overwhelming.
Be perfect.
The messages we get, whether from social media, magazines, or even from ourselves, tell us that we should always have it all together, that we should look flawless and perform at an impossible level.
Be small. Don't stand out too much. Don't take up too much space. Shrink back so others can shine brighter.
Women are conditioned to minimize their presence, to dim their light so others aren't threatened by it.
Don't be too much. Don't be too emotional. Don't expect too much. Don't ask for help. Don't demand recognition. Don't stand up for yourself too loudly.
We're told in so many subtle ways to hold back.
You're not enough.
This one sneaks in when we compare ourselves to others who seem to have it all.
Perfect families, perfect careers, perfect lives.
The world wants us to believe that no matter how much we do, it's never enough. And on days like Mother's Day, these whispers seem to get louder. It's like the weight of expectations intensifies, reminding us of all the ways we're falling short. Whether it's not being the perfect mother, daughter, or woman, or simply feeling like we can never give enough without losing ourselves in the process. What's worse, these messages don't just come from the world around us, they come from within. In Captivating, Stasi Eldredge writes, "The enemy hates the heart of woman because she uniquely reflects the beauty, creativity, and nurturing power of God. He fears the power that a woman who knows her worth can wield. That's why these lies attack us so fiercely. The enemy wants us to forget that we are made in God's image, that we are worthy, and that we have intrinsic value, not because of what we do, but because of who our Creator says we are." Reclaiming the truth, what God says about you. In the midst of the messages that tell us we're too much or not enough, it's crucial to remember this. You are not too much. You are not too late, and you are not falling behind. God does not ask you to try harder. He invites you to rest deeper in who He has already made you to be. He delights in you just as you are, without the need to perform, without the weight of perfection, and without the pressure to be someone you're not. One of the most powerful truths in Captivating is the idea of restoring the heart. God is not looking to fix or change you in the sense that the world expects. He's drawing you back to your truest, most whole self. The heart He designed and placed in you. The heart that reflects His beauty, strength, and tenderness. This isn't a message of self-improvement. It's a message of rest. Resting in the truth that you are already enough in His eyes. And those are the only ones that matter. Your worth is not dependent on what you do or how much you accomplish. It's rooted in who you are as His beloved daughter. For me, there was a turning point where I realized that my worth doesn't change based on my productivity or whether or not I meet every expectation. I can lean into God's love and trust that His approval is already mine. That realization was life-changing, and it's a truth I get to carry with me each day. As you reflect on your own life, let this truth wash over you. You are seen. You are loved, and you are enough just as you are. A word to every woman this Mother's Day. To all the moms in the thick of it, the ones raising little ones, wiping away tears, and cleaning up endless messes, often without a thank you. Your work is sacred. The unseen day in and day out effort you put into shaping hearts, nurturing lives, and making the world a better place is more meaningful than you may realize. You are seen, you are valued. And while the days may feel long, your love is leaving an imprint on the hearts of those you care for. And that is a beautiful, powerful thing. To the women longing to be moms, who might feel forgotten or left out today, please know that your heart is seen. The ache you carry is not overlooked by God. Your longing to be a mother, to nurture, and to care matters deeply. You bear a special kind of love, one that reflects the heart of God, and it's okay to sit in the longing and feel the grief. But I also want to remind you, your worth is not in your motherhood status. You are already enough. To those grieving, whether it's the loss of a mother, a child, a dream, or a timeline you thought your life would follow, this day can feel heavy. Grief is a long, complex journey, and it's okay to feel it deeply. You are not alone. In your sadness, your tears, and your longing, you still reflect the beauty and tenderness of the God who created you. His love for you does not change, even in the midst of pain. And to the spiritual mothers, mentors, and women who may not have their own children, but whose prayers and presence are planting eternal seeds, your influence is immeasurable. Your love, wisdom, and care are shaping lives in many ways you may never fully see, but they are so deeply felt. Your role in the kingdom is incredibly valuable, and God sees every moment you invest in others. No matter what your Mother's Day looks like, know this: you bear the image of God. You are captivating. You are enough exactly as you are. To every woman this Mother's Day, whether your arms are full or aching, whether you're celebrating, grieving, or quietly longing, You are seen. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not alone. Be encouraged by this. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. Psalm 56:8. God sees every tear, every silent ache, every moment that felt missed, every longing held close, and still in the depths of all you carry, you bear his image. And for those whose hearts are celebrating today, for the ones rejoicing in new life, restored relationships, or sweet moments of motherhood, he delights in you too. For the Lord your God is living among you. He is a mighty Savior. He will take delight in you with gladness. With his love, he will calm all your fears. He will rejoice over you with joyful songs. Zephaniah 3:17. A blessing for your heart this Mother's Day. May you know that your worth is not measured by what you do, but by whose you are. May peace meet you in the waiting places, where answers are slow and hopes feel fragile. May joy find you in the ordinary, the dishes, the diapers, the quiet car rides, the text messages, and tired prayers. May you find rest in not getting it all right, but in the arms of a God who calls you beloved. And may you begin to see your beauty again, not just in the mirror, but in the mirror of his love. You are captivating. You are held. You are enough. Before you rush into the rest of your day, take a moment to breathe and to be honest with yourself. God isn't asking for polished prayers. He's gently inviting you back to your heart. Here are a few questions to sit with. Where have I been trying to earn my worth instead of receiving it? What part of my heart feels unseen, silenced, or dismissed? What would it look like to live as if I am truly captivating, just as I am? Write, pray, cry if you need to. God's holding it all. If captivating is new to you, or if it's been a while, consider this your invitation to sit with it slowly. Pair it with a journal, a warm drink, and maybe a cozy blanket. This isn't just reading, it's soul work. Let it remind you who you are, whose you are, and the beauty that's been there all along. My friend, you are captivating, not because you try hard to be, but because God made you that way. If this encourages you, please pass it on or share some love with a woman in your life today. That's all for now. Take care, and I'll see you next time.